Hi, this video is about the last reading that we had, Princesses. Um, I I thought it was really interesting on the basically on the heels of what we read last week with the Syrian refugee crisis and how the women who go to Europe from Syria as refugees often have to rely on illegal work or sex work or um, abusive situations to survive. I thought that this, not that I saw this movie, but uh, talking about undocumented immigrants who also happen to be sex workers, um, I feel like it kind of follows naturally on that particular theme. Um, Now, and like I said, I haven't seen this movie at all, but from what I gathered from the description, um, the author was trying to show us that the movie was teaching how to humanize people who do invisible work, um, like sex work or like drugs, perhaps, as they, as it relates to illegal immigrants, or excuse me, undocumented immigrants. So, um, I do think that it's definitely a good thing to draw attention to people who are normally invisible or, societally invisible, even though they're not literally invisible, of course, because they are doing work that is not supposed to exist, and so they're just kind of on the edges, and it's very dangerous for them, or, again, potentially abusive. Uh, I did think it was kind of interesting that both of the readings this week were about movies that were dealing with those sorts of invisible jobs or invisible ways to make money, I guess. Um, Whereas it didn't necessarily really take into account I guess, the words or the experiences of any actual undocumented immigrant sex workers or um, and of course maybe those people would be in danger, but I think that there are ways to keep them anonymous and to keep them safe as far as sources go. I think that their experiences are important in the world because I think that women in all walks of life need representation if they are going to be accepted, if they are going to stop being invisible and start becoming a welcome part of society. So they need basically what I think they actually need is a path from the position that they're currently in, like the sex work and, not having papers. There needs to be a good way for them to make that transition. But there isn't, and I think a lot of the problem with that is that sorry, trying to figure out how to put it. A lot of the problem with that is that there isn't any person who is actually talking about this is what I live with, this is what I've gone through, these are my experiences. I think those actual experiences are important because, I mean, you have to keep in mind that the man who directed the film, the Princesses film, he was a man, and he, by nature, he has these beautiful women performing for him. He's showing the violence done to their naked bodies uh, because he can only look at them from the outside as opposed to speak kind of in a first person voice what it would actually be like for them. And I'm not saying it would necessarily be easy to find this person to tell this story or that it would be easy to get the national attention that she, or international attention that she would definitely need. But I think it would be valuable for everyone to be able to get that humanistic view of a sex worker or of a drug mule or whatever other invisible and illegal career that they're doing. I mean, of course, those people need to be assured of their safety because they're just doing what they have to do to survive in a lot of cases. So, um, I'm going to go ahead and call it a wrap. Thank you so much for this class and for all the readings. It was interesting and it really helped to open my mind to the plight of people uh, that I didn't necessarily think as much about before. Thank you. Bye-bye.